You are the weakest link. Goodbye.
Welcome to About Time, a Doctor Who podcast. I'm Stephen, and I've been a Doctor Who fan since 2005.
And I'm Ben, and I've never seen the show before.
For years now, I've been trying to convince Ben to give it a go.
And my answer has always been no.
But now, finally, he's agreed not only to watch it with me, but to do a podcast about it as well. And quite frankly, it's about time.
Hello.
Hello again. Welcome back. We're back.
We are back.
How are you, Ben?
I've got a cold.
Yeah. We were umming and ahhing about whether to record today, but Ben said he thought he could probably do it. He thought he felt up to it.
Yeah.
I'll just make sure. I have to try and make sure in editing. Not too many sniffs and snorts.
Yeah.
But yeah.
My voice sounds a bit tired and my nose is blocked and all that.
Mm-hmm.
I feel better than yesterday. Yesterday I was really rough, but...
Yeah.
How are you?
Yeah, I'm okay. At time of recording, I've been a bit... I don't know. Let's just say Doctor Who Twitter is not a nice place.
Toxic, 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 toxic.
I mean, this is obviously not everybody who participates in
100%,
Doctor Who discussions, but it just seems there are a lot of people who, considering, this is supposed to be a show that teaches about, tolerance and kindness and stuff. And a lot of its fans tend to be outsiders anyway. It appeals to outsiders.
Yeah.
You should know what it feels like, so not to pile on somebody and bully them for having an opinion different to yours.
Oh, 100%. Like,
literally, it's playground stuff, isn't it? What happened, for anyone who isn't on Twitter, I put up a clip from our last week's recording from Boomtown on TikTok, and it was just a little clip where I was Ben was saying about how it didn't really make sense to him how Margaret would rip off her arm and then her arm could be coming out of the skin. And I said, it's one of those things sometimes you just can't question everything in Doctor Who. And then I used the example of Peter Capaldi, where he's like, where did I get the cup of tea? Oh, I'm the Doctor, just accept it. And, okay, this is where opinions are... Everyone expects you to be very black and white about things. There's no room for nuance on something like Twitter. So when I said that, I could see Ben's side and I could definitely agree and say, yes, actually, I've seen things and I've thought, well, actually, that doesn't make sense and I question it. But at the same time, I'm not going to sort of spend the next 10 years of my life racking my brains and not sleeping at night because I can't work out where the Doctor got the cup of tea from and I can't accept it, I'm allowed to say that was a little bit annoying, without wanting to be told that I have no sense of humour and that I must be fun at parties and that I'm the most boring guy in the world and stuff like that.
Okay. Enter Ben into this conversation. It's really just irritating to constantly hear people be sad, toxic, and just downright mean. If you would not say that to someone's face, why the fuck are you saying it online? Oh, no. I know why. Because the screen gives you bravery.
Yeah.
But you would never say that into someone's face. And that is the sign of bullying. You're being cheap and nasty and cheap shots. And I'm not here for cheap shots. And I don't interact on any social media. I don't comment. I don't post. I very rarely post. But that's my choice because social media for me, it's quite toxic. And what I post, I hold very dear to my heart. And I don't want them to damper it. And that's what you've done this week.
It's opening up vulnerability, isn't it?
Yeah.
When you post
and that's what a select number of people have done this week on Twitter by attacking someone who they don't know, actually. They don't know Stephen. They don't know Stephen the way I know Stephen. They don't know how special this man is, how creative he is. Aww. He takes so much time on these podcasts, literally, but thing is, no, it's not fair. This is not fair. This is supposed to be a fun thing that we do together. I don't do it for money. I don't do it for fame. I do it for Stephen.
Aww. That's so sweet.
But honestly, people on the internet who are hiding behind screens, I'm not saying the whole fandom. I'm saying a majority of people are mean and their screen gives them bravery to say horrible things about people they do not know. And if that makes you feel better about yourself, I'm so sorry, but that's kind of sad.
Yeah. I'll tell you what I think part of the problem is with things like Twitter. So when you don't know someone, you're not speaking to them in person, face to face, you haven't met them, you have no idea where they're coming from, and you put all your own thoughts onto their thought. So if you read something, that's your interpretation of it.
Yeah.
That's not what they've said. That's your interpretation of what they've said.
It's like when you're first messaging someone, when you're first like getting to know someone on dating apps. And all that, your text like can be like misconstrued. Like I remember the phone call. I'm very early on in our relationship.
Yeah.
Where we were texting.
Oh God, where's this going?
I don't know. We were texting and it was just something was said, and then suddenly we were on the phone.
Oh my God! Yeah. I do remember that. Yes.
And then it was.
Yeah,
I can't remember for life what it was about.
No, I can remember, and I'm not sharing it on the podcast.
Oh, okay.
So it was something that I said that offended you, and I didn't realise because I'd misinterpreted what you said. And
Oh, okay.
And aren't we all just a couple of sensitive, silly sods?
Yeah.
But yeah.
Anyway, can we move on to the episode?
Yeah, let's move on from all that. I wanted to bring it up because
it's important too.
Yeah, and it's really affected me this week. I know I'm
really
a stupid, sensitive idiot, but
episode 12.
No, can I just say before you move on, thank you for
defending you?
Yeah, you said some really sweet things just then.
Oh, okay.
So thank you for that. Also, when you were doing that big long rant just then, because of your cold, you sounded like you were on the verge of tears, which made it much more dramatic.
Oh no, I'm not going nowhere near tears.
Anyway, you are allowed to cry. Men can cry.
Yeah, I know. I cry many times.
Yeah. Ben,
I wonder if you can hear that.
Yeah, he's got a squidgy stress toy in the shape of a cat.
Yeah, it was Stephen's, but he's
commandeered it. Yeah. It sounds wrong. It sounds like something else when you do that on the. People are going to wonder what you're doing.
It's Nigel. Oh, that sounds wrong.
That sounds worse.
It's Nigel. Nigel's the little squishy cat.
Okay, so Ben will put a picture of it on social media.
I peeled off the stripes on the back.
Why?
Because they were coming off and I wanted to get it off.
Oh, okay.
And now his face is coming off.
Oh dear, it wasn't very good then, was he? Ben, can you please stop with the noises? It's awkward. You can squeeze him, but quietly.
Okay, Bad Wolf.
Yes. I was so excited to sit and watch this one because I love it. And yeah, I want to know what you thought.
The first 20 minutes I hated.
Okay, well, all the build up with the games.
Yeah.
Okay. Why did you hate it?
Because it was just tedious and boring.
No, but it's setting up... You can't just launch straight into it. It's setting up a bit of mystery about what's going on.
They did just launch into it.
Yeah, but not... what did you want them to do?
The good link to this episode would have been that they fade away at the end of the last episode.
Yeah, they could have done that. If it was a classic series, that would have been how it happened.
Yeah.
Because they did often quite sort of run straight on. But...
I don't know, I just didn't enjoy the game show aspect because I feel like it dated it very high.
It has dated it, but
Weekly's not even on telly anymore.
Well, they have brought it back with Ramesh Ranganathan.
Who's that?
A comedian.
Oh.
And this is what I was going to say because it's very much of its time in the Anne Robinson version because she was so rude to people, making personal comments that these days she wouldn't get away with. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so nowadays, when they brought Weakest Link back with Ramesh Ranganathan, I was curious to see, how they were going to do that because it's wrong really to make personal comments. But I've watched it. I watched it with my parents a little bit, and he does take the mick out of them, but more in the sense of if they've given a silly answer rather than saying, "Oh, you look like this," or you you whatever, which is better.
Yeah.
But
I did roll my eyes as soon as I heard big Davina McCall's voice. I was like, oh, for fuck's sake.
Well, you heard it, and obviously, because it's got that effect on it, you went, oh, hello, Dalek. And I was like, oh, shit, he knows.
They all sound like Daleks.
I suppose that was a little hint.
Yeah. And can we just say that Ben was right?
About what?
The Dalek teleported.
I don't think it did.
It did.
I don't think it did.
It did.
You mean at the end of Dalek, when it self-destructed, and we said it looks like it teleports?
I said to you in that episode, I said it looks like it was teleported.
Yeah, but why are you bringing it up again now?
Because I was right. He's there.
There are other Daleks.
But he's in there with them. He teleported up.
How do you know he's in there?
Because they were in there. He's going to come to Rose's rescue.
Daleks all look the same, Ben. That's not me being racist towards Daleks, but they do all look the same.
He's going to come and find her and rescue her. And why have they not just killed her straight away? Where the doctor said, "Oh no, I'm not going to come save. I'm going to come save her." Like said, "Oh, just kill her now then."
Well, they wanted to use her as leverage. I don't know.
But I was somewhat right about Rose's dying.
Yeah, do you know, I recorded your reaction. I was so excited. I was thinking, Ben's been saying all series he thinks Rose is going to die. Yeah. And then I knew this bit was coming up. I set the recorder up for when she gets disintegrated, quote unquote. How does it feel?
What?
How does it feel?
To be right?
Yeah.
You tell us the purpose of this device.
That can't be
Tell us
the
how
end
you
of
got on
Rose.
board.
Why?
I just have a feeling it can't be the end of Rose.
I was expecting you to be like, "Oh my God, I was right, she died. Oh, I won't be so sad." But you could tell that it wasn't real.
No, yeah, I could tell. I could tell that that's not the way they would kill her.
Yeah.
He would want a big,
yes, and you're totally right.
Death.
Sitting here watching it with you in real time, I was thinking, actually, yeah, Ben's not gonna believe this.
No, he would want, like, in years and years, that death literally stayed with me. I'm not going to comment who died because you may not have watched it, but there's a death in there, and that literally.
It floors you. Yeah.
Ached over.
Oh, yeah.
I was for about a week later, because we watched like 3 episodes one night, 3 episodes.
We sort of binged it, yeah.
Yeah, because I was staying around Stephen's house looking after the cats with him. And, you don't need to know that information. But yeah, Stephen has 3 cats. Well, he used to, because now he lives with me with no cats, which is sad because we want a cat.
Watch this
Anywho,
space.
back to the episode.
Yes.
What was I saying?
I don't know.
I don't know!
Yeah. We've been watching the Catherine Tate show. I love the Essex couple.
I don't know!
I don't know! What am I like?
I thought the acting was a bit rough and ready on this.
From who?
Rose, 100%.
Really?
When she was going like, the doctor! I was like, produce some tears, love.
But you don't
No, I'm
always
joking.
cry in a real situation.
But no, it just felt a bit like, how many takes that take you to do, love?
What, you mean the bit when she was about to be disintegrated and she's like, I need the doctor?
They keep dropping the hints of this Faith and Bo.
Oh, yeah, he's just been referenced a few times. He is a cool little character.
Oh my God. Is it the Dalek King? Is he in a massive, like, Dalek? Like, the size of a spaceship?
That is...
And he is like, because they all look like slimy little creatures.
Yeah, they do.
And is he Davros?
How do you know about... Oh, I've told you about Davros.
You told me that. I asked you who created them, and you said this is Davros.
Davros with a V, yeah. Let me just say, you're saying some interesting things, but the face of Bo is nothing to do with the Daleks. Okay. But, yeah.
Okay, your notes then.
So we started off with a recap of the long game.
Oh, yeah.
Which is always a bit, like, because it's probably the weakest episode of the series, and then, like, the finale is introduced with a recap from that, and you think, oh, God.
I was like, I will be honest with this.
Yeah.
I really don't like it when Doctor Who recycles, and they've recycled a lot for this season. Like, they brought back the troll babies twice.
Slitheen.
Troll babies and Marge.
Margaret. It was Midge last episode.
Oh, Midge. Midge. They brought back Midge.
Yes.
Because, and this episode, they brought back, like...
They've reused the sets from
the
long game, yeah.
If they wanted to do a cheap episode, they could have done something, like, based in, like, Scotland or...
But this isn't necessarily recycling for the sake of cheapness, because this is a thematic thing where the Doctor did something halfway through the series, and now we're seeing the repercussions of that.
Yeah. But why are we seeing it only, like, a couple of years later?
It's 100 years later.
Yeah, but why do they just now, like, just grab them out of nowhere?
I don't know. That's a good question, actually.
And was the Jaffaros...
the Jagrafess.
Was that controlled by the Dalek as well? Because Bad Wolf was in that episode as well.
Yeah, they were one channel. They didn't own the whole thing. They were one channel out of many.
Oh.
So maybe they grew up from that channel, maybe they took over the whole thing. I don't know.
Oh, they took thingy back to
They took Margaret back to
Raffaello Lamb.
yeah, so give her to another family.
Yeah, to give her another chance.
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, why don't they just, to get themselves out, why don't they just crack open the TARDIS and then the TARDIS would just absorb all these Daleks? Or, like, make them into humans again?
Make them into humans again?
They were humanoid, were they not?
Oh, yeah, they were humanoid, yeah, Khaleds.
What's their real race? What was their race before they called Daleks?
Khaleds,
Khaleds, oh.
which is an anagram of Daleks.
Khaleds.
Khaleds. Kaleds.
Oh. Weird.
Yeah. Although that's a retcon. In the original, apparently they used to be called Dals before they were Daleks.
Oh.
But they retcon that to Khaleds, and so that's, yeah.
Oh.
You said about why don't they crack open the TARDIS?
Yeah.
So how would that work then?
Because the TARDIS is magical. Well, not magical, but like it's an entity that is stronger than any else.
Yeah, but it's unpredictable then, I would say.
It's a fragile entity that is protected by its shell armor.
You don't necessarily know what...
Oh my god, the TARDIS is like a Dalek, but on it's a good Dalek. Yeah.
Interesting, yeah. I think of it more like the ghost in the machine, which is I think it's like a philosophical way of looking at the soul and the body, as like the soul is like the ghost that drives your body like a machine.
Oh.
And that when your body dies, your soul can just get out of it.
Yeah.
But anyway, Big Brother.
Ugh.
Did you ever watch Big Brother?
Yeah, I watched it with my brother.
Oh, funny. You watched it with your big brother?
Yeah.
Well, I don't have a big brother, and I never watched Big Brother. It wasn't anything that appealed to me.
I only watched... I wasn't around to watch, like, the first couple of episodes. I watched the episode with Makosi.
Who?
Makosi. I think that's how you say her name, Makosi.
I don't know.
She was a contestant.
Right.
Makosi and Anthony.
All right.
But then I think Pete won that season. I don't know. I'm not sure.
I wouldn't have a clue.
Oh, no, Anthony won that season. I'm not sure.
Yeah. But, yeah, so Russell obviously decided to use it for this episode.
Yeah.
And he actually got Davina McCall to voice.
Did Channel 4 let that?
Yeah, they got permission. And they used the real Big Brother music as well.
Oh.
You know, every scene in the Big Brother house is like dun-dun-dun-dun-dun.
Yeah.
Dun-dun-dun-dun-dun-dun-dun-dun-dun-dun-dun. Yeah.
We don't need a whole song.
I was enjoying that. Then obviously you got The Weakest Link, and they got Anne Robinson in to do the
Well, she's
voice.
contracted to the BBC, so...
Yeah. But still, they had to ask her. Apparently they asked her and they were sure she'd say no. But she thought it sounded hilarious, so she decided to do it. I do love... My favourite of the three games that we see is The Weakest Link, because I love a quiz show anyway.
Yeah.
And I used to like The Weakest Link when it was on.
Yeah.
But also I just find the android so cool.
Oh, I like the fashion people. They were. I do like Trini. She's problematic, but I do like Trini.
Is she problematic?
Yeah.
Okay, I don't know anything about that.
Like Trini and Susanna, like that kind of like fashion show.
Yeah, that's very much your cup of
I
tea.
never always liked fashion, but I will say this: like my favourite out of them all probably is the Big Brother one, because I like Linda.
Oh yeah, Linda's a lovely character.
Linda does she become companion number 2?
I
Can't confirm or
can't
deny.
confirm or deny, but
Yeah, she does, doesn't she?
Maybe she does. Maybe she doesn't.
What's the actress's name?
It's Jo Joyner. She used to be in EastEnders.
Oh, that's where she looks familiar.
Yeah.
My parents used to watch EastEnders back then.
But no, I will forever love the android. The way she just like that head just rotates and she goes, "You are the weakest link. Goodbye."
Oh, yeah, she killed the cute guy off second.
Oh, the one who ran.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that is so cool. Like, I know obviously it's horrific, but just like literally they're like held prisoner in this game show, and if they try and fucking run for the exit door, she zaps them.
But they're not dead.
Yes, I know you find that out later, but watching it in real time, like, it's just such a fucking cool concept.
Roderick does need to die though.
Oh, he's awful. I hate him.
I don't like him purely from the fact that he is like
he's selfish.
He's selfish, and he used. I know this is how they play the game, but like, I would just be like, oh.
But what would you do in that situation? just play to the best of your ability and see what happens.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah.
But having to put a hold up and say, "Oh, Bob, you're the weakest link." No, couldn't.
Oh, to vote for someone. How could you do that?
Was awful.
Yeah.
That's awful.
To vote for who should be zapped. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, I have to say the most like shocking thing for me, even more shocking than like the android disintegrating the people who lose each round, was that in the year 200, 100, the weakest link has adverts.
Oh, I didn't notice that.
Yeah, she's like, the first person got disintegrated, and she was like, we're off to the adverts. How times change. See, this is funny because when this was first airing, by this time, because my parents had sort of fallen behind with it, because when I started, I watched it with them, but then by sort of halfway through the series, I just watched it on my own. And my mum walked in one morning when I was watching this episode, and it was the weakest link scenes, and she sort of was amused, and I think she thought it was some like Doctor Who weakest link special that they'd made or something, but she didn't know who any of the people were apart from Rose. And then it got to the bit where Fitch is like tears rolling down her face, and she's like, "Let me try again. It was the lights. I couldn't think." Oh, and blah blah blah. And my mum goes, "What is this?" And I said, "It's Doctor Who." And she goes, "Yeah, but it's not Doctor Who, is it?" Like, yes, it is, because it is such an unusual episode. Like, it's a crazy idea, but it's brilliant.
Yeah.
Russell is a big fan of TV, full stop. As a medium, he's very interested in it.
That's good, because he's got his careers all
Well,
based on
exactly,
it.
yeah. But the fact that I get the feeling he will watch pretty much anything because he'll find something to enjoy about it.
Yeah.
And like, so he's used this, the reality shows and game shows as a comment on, like, say, after the long game when the news shut down and there was no information left, what does humanity turn to? And I think it's a comment on in 2005 where he saw TV going, because it was more and more reality, quote unquote reality,
Yeah, reality TV,
which
does
is kind of
dominate telly now.
mindless drivel, basically.
Yeah.
Towie and all that.
Yeah. I don't think that still was on.
You know what I mean? It's okay. I'm
The
dating
Real
myself.
Housewives have like 7 different spin-offs.
The Kardashians.
Yeah. RuPaul's Drag Race.
That's not to say that all these programs are bad.
We enjoyed RuPaul.
Yeah, and I enjoy quiz shows. I love quiz shows.
Yeah.
But it's kind of like a balance of like the landscape of media, isn't it? I guess.
Yeah, I can totally understand.
And the way, the way it was like, they say that how many floors of Big Brother, 10 floors of Big Brother, 6 houses on each floor. So there's 60 different series of Big Brother happening at once.
Yeah.
It sounds like what RuPaul does with RuPaul's Drag Race. It's like, I don't think there's hardly any time in the year now when there's not a series of RuPaul going on somewhere.
No, there isn't. There isn't.
So if Bad Wolf, the episode, was made today,
Yeah.
what game shows do you think they would have used?
RuPaul's Drag Race.
Okay, yeah, game and reality shows. How would that work then? So there'd be like a robotic RuPaul.
Yeah, and like at the end, the catwalk at the end.
Yeah.
Sachet.
The floor electrifies.
Yeah, like sachet away.
RuPaul's droid race.
Yeah. What
about the chase?
Yeah, the chase could be a really good one.
Robotic chases.
The chase could be a really good one.
But then they'd have to get permission from ITV to use it, so I don't know if they...
Yeah.
What else?
Pointless.
Oh my God.
You are pointless. Goodbye.
But they don't say that on Pointless.
What did he say?
No, the Alexander Armstrong droid would be like so polite about having to disintegrate you.
I'm so sorry.
He'd be like, "Oh, I'm so sorry, but you know these things happen, don't they? Bad luck. Anyway, bye-bye." And then he's like, "But you've made it all the way to the final. You've seen off all the competition. You've won our coveted Pointless trophy, and you get to live." Yeah, it would definitely be Pointless and the chase of RuPaul. Like yeah.
Or one tipping point.
Oh my God. Tipping Point is a total example of the kind of dross that, like, because I if Tipping Point is ever on, I can't help but watch it because it's addictive. But at the same time, it is dross.
I keep saying to Stephen that he should go on there because he's like Stephen's very bright.
But the questions on Tipping Point are so lowbrow. So much of that is down to luck as well, Tipping Point, isn't it? But yeah. Or The Apprentice could be a good one.
Yeah, maybe.
As well.
I don't like The Apprentice.
Lord Sugars points his finger and the end of the finger tips off.
You're fried.
Yeah. That's really funny. You're fried. Because you're dyslexic as well, so you might accidentally type that to me in a text, but that is perfect. Did you just think of that on the spot?
Yeah.
That's hilarious. You're fried. I think that might be the title of this episode.
One bit I really liked about this episode was when Rose died.
Oh.
And the doctor...
Oh, his reaction.
broke.
Oh my God, yeah.
He broke.
Yeah.
And then he literally was like, as soon as... And I was like... And then he was going to he's seeking revenge.
Yeah.
And Jack also broke.
Yeah, that's the interesting thing about that scene. You know, like... it focuses in on the doctor's face and he's just like staring like the 1,000-mile stare.
Yeah.
And then you can hear Jack sort of faintly in the background having an equally strong reaction, but in a very different way.
He's angry.
And he's shouting like, "You're a freaking game show, killed her." Yeah, like they respond in very different ways.
They're very different people.
Exactly,
though.
Yeah.
And like the doctor, I was like, oh my God. Particularly this episode, like I haven't mentioned it, but... He's so attractive in this season.
I know. I don't find him physically attractive, but I do think he's very, very charming. And I noticed you laughed, you know, when the Daleks were communicating with him at the end and he said, "I will speak to the doctor." And the doctor went, "Oh, will you? That's nice. Hello." But yeah, he is fantastic.
He is.
No pun intended.
We've only got one episode left.
Oh my God, we do. Only have one episode left.
I've got a little pop figure now.
You do, yeah.
Of the Doctor, of my favourite Doctor.
And Rose.
And Rose.
Rose came not in a box.
And the Doctor came in a box.
And I think Ben should take the Doctor out of the box because it's not like it's going to be some collector's item or something. But he says he should stay in the box.
Stay in the box for now.
Okay.
I'm so glad they haven't kissed yet.
Mm.
If they kiss in this next episode, I will break open this little squishy cat thing and smear the squishiness all over the TV so I can't have to see it.
Okay. We'll look forward to that.
Or just turn the TV off.
You did say in our last recording it. Oh no, a couple of weeks ago you said if the Doctor and Rose kiss,
I'm out.
You're quitting the podcast.
Yeah, I'm out.
Yeah.
I can't. The Doctor needs to stay like... I always picture the Doctor as like not attracted to humans.
Yeah. Yeah.
He's like, "Oh, you're pretty, Rose, but you don't have a second heart. I can't find you attractive. You have no second heart."
There's a line in the classic series, the fourth Doctor, Tom Baker. I can't remember I think I know the episode. I think it's City of Death, possibly. But there's a woman, and he's saying to her, "You're a very attractive woman, probably," or something. It's like he can't speak for himself, but he's like assuming she is. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, he definitely for a long time has been painted as having no interest in humans in that way.
Yeah, he likes...
Time Lords?
Well, that would be a great episode when he likes a Time Lord.
Oh.
Time Lady.
Mm. The thing is, though, I don't see why you can't find others... Oh my God, I was going to say, I don't see why you can't find other species attractive. Makes me sound...
Stephen, we all know that you found Spyro attractive. You found Crash Bandicoot attractive.
Oh, God, yes.
Stephen used...
Brian in Family Guy.
Yeah, Stephen used to kill Crash
shut up.
So that his trousers would fall down when he was like a teenager?
No, a child, like 8 or 9 probably, when my gayness was sort of...
Peeking its little head.
Hello,
I'm gay. I want to see Crash's boxers.
Shut up. But no, what I'm saying is, like, you whether you like it or not, you do see throughout the new series that sometimes the Doctor does find people attractive, whether they're human or whatever they are.
But the thing is, though, in other mediums like comics, like Saga.
Mm-hmm.
Humans and other creatures have babies.
Yeah.
So I don't see why aliens, non-humans, and No, they have to be sentient. They can't. You have to be able to communicate with their language. You can't. If you can't communicate with their language and they're not like intelligent, then that just borders lines on bestiality.
Yeah, it depends on the level of intelligence and obviously consent.
Yeah, exactly.
That's because an animal can't consent, but
exactly.
something with high enough intelligence.
Yeah,
can.
it has to be intelligent and educated.
But anyway, again, we're going off on a weird tangent there. I feel like the Doctor found Linda quite attractive. I think he was being quite flirty with her. Yeah, he wasn't it. She was saying, "Oh, I won't get in the way," and he was like, "I wouldn't mind if you did." And they had a little moment.
They did have a little moment.
Yeah,
and I was like, ugh. When he held his hand out and he was like, that was the most attractive you ever looked.
Oh, you went mad at that moment. I've written down what you said. When the Doctor was holding his hand out for Linda to come with him, you turned to me and you were like, I wouldn't hesitate to go on an adventure with him.
No, I would not. I wouldn't even pack a bag.
Yeah. Would you leave me to go travelling with the Doctor?
No.
Oh. Would you take me with you as well?
I'll take you with me.
Oh, okay. That'd be good. Did you recognise, the woman, one of the programmers?
Oh, yeah, she looks familiar.
Yeah, she was in Tracy Beaker. Elaine the Pain, who worked at the care home.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's her. You liked the male programmer?
Yeah, he's cute.
He is cute, and Jack thought so too.
Yeah.
Captain Jack Harkness, by the way. Who are you?
Jack, like, what makes you a captain? Like, literally, last time I remembered, you were ranked off. Your memory was wiped. And we don't hear anything about that again.
Yeah, no, he's not really a captain.
He's a con man.
He's just going by that title.
But also, when are we going to find out about his memories?
I won't say that you'll find out what those 2 years were about, but you will find out more about Jack's past in the future, if you so to speak.
Oh my God.
What?
Do we have to put up with him in the whole of season 2?
No.
Is he turns into a companion?
No.
God, I don't think I could cope with him about 3 or 4 episodes.
Yeah, but we're planning to watch Torchwood at some point. It's part of the podcast. What if in terms of the chronology, what I'm planning would be we finish series 1, we have a break, blah blah blah. We watch series 2, and then after Doctor Who series 2, we would have to watch Torchwood series 1 to fit into the chronology.
Oh.
So hopefully we can do that. So did you like Linda with a Y?
Yeah, she's alright. Bit of a cookie cutter character.
In what way?
Like, what's special about her?
Oh.
She was a Rose replacement.
Okay. She's nice though.
Yeah.
Sweet. And we were talking about Roderick as well, that we didn't like him, and that he was selfish. That guy, the blood guy who played Roderick is called Patterson Joseph. And he, I don't think I've seen him in anything else, but I know he's, for some reason, for years and years and years, he's a name that people keep coming back to as a potential future Doctor. But I don't see it.
I don't see it either.
I don't see it.
So people I see for future Doctors.
Okay.
Oh no!
Oh, have you fucking burst that cat?
Yeah.
Oh, God.
I jinxed it.
You burst the cat.
Oh.
You better save it so when Doctor and Rose kiss, you can smear it all over the screen.
Stephen, he's deflating.
What do you expect?
Sad.
What are you going to do? You're going to throw him away, aren't you?
I'm sorry, little fella.
Oh, dear. It looks like a murder scene. A moment for Nigel.
The cat. Okay.
Future Doctors, you were saying?
Kit Connor.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Jonathan Bailey.
Oh.
He might be a bit old for that now.
Yeah, and he's a bit too conventionally attractive.
No.
A bit old, did you say?
Maybe.
Do you realise...
It could be anybody.
Yeah, and many Doctors have been sort of in their 50s.
Who's that woman? She's in Years and Years, Married to the Man.
Oh my God. Tanaya Miller.
She'd be really good.
Yeah, I love her.
She'd be really, really good.
Yeah, she was in my head when they were banding around Future Doctors a while ago. I was thinking, she'd be a good one. I think she would give us, because she can give quite a very severe performance.
I think that would be a nice edge to all these fluffy doctors that we've seen. I don't know who else I would pick.
No.
Do they have to be English?
That's
a very divisive question.
It is. That is quite a not English. I mean, we've had plenty of Scottish doctors, but I would say probably British is the best way to go. I think it's quite a basic like white man choice, but we watched that film, The Kid Who Would Be King. Oh yeah, about King Arthur sort of stuff.
Oh, Celia Emery's son.
Yeah, Celia Emery's son Angus, who played Merlin.
Yeah.
I thought he had a very doctorish vibe. So yeah. What was your favourite bit about this episode?
The doctor's heartbreak.
Yeah.
That was so good. It was so well.
Yeah, it was good.
I like Jack was
when you have a calibre of actor like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like that Jack was like just as touched and hurt. Oh, by the way, when the doctor came out of that room, I literally thought he was in a nursery. I literally thought he was in some nursery school environment. When he came out of that little dressing room.
Oh, right at the beginning?
Yeah, because they've got children's paintings on the back wall.
Yeah.
And I thought it was literally a school nursery.
It does look a bit like that. They had lots of funny art on the walls. Like they had some that looked like Dalek, you know, those circles on the Daleks.
Yeah.
And I was wondering if you were going to not notice those. But I don't think you did. Although you heard the Davina voice and you immediately said, "Oh, hello, Daleks."
Yeah. They all had like a Dalek-y voice tone.
If you say so. I get what you mean. The grating quality.
I liked, after a while, I did warm up to this idea of like game shows. Game shows have like gone from one extreme to the other, trying to entertain more and more and more, and like, until it gets to the point where like the only way you can entertain people is if people die. But they don't die. They get teleported.
No, they don't. But that was what they all thought was happening. And we don't know, correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't think we know at this point why they've been teleported.
Slaves to the Dalek Corporation. But no, it was the second half of the episode really had me going. Like, it had like intrigue. It had like the feeding of like this woman.
I was going to say, what did you think about the controller?
Oh, 5 years old and she's clinging to the computer. That's fucking morbid.
Yeah.
And what? She must have been about 40.
Oh, really?
She looks a bit 40.
Oh, I thought she was in her 20s.
Oh.
I don't know. Let's split the difference
like,
and say 30s.
You can kill me now, master.
Yeah, she is creepy.
Yeah.
You know, that bit when after she's been taken out of the computer and you see her skin where all the wires were. There's these holes in her. Did you see that? It's disgusting.
No, I didn't see that.
So you know how the wires were all going in down her chest?
Yeah. And
then once she was free from that, you could see the skin through her top. And there were like these holes where the wires had been.
Oh, I didn't know.
It's disgusting.
Yeah.
I really like the way the Daleks are revealed in this, the way it's built up. So first of all, you hear the controller talking about my masters, they fear the Doctor, and you start to wonder who could that be. And then Rose is teleported, and then if you know the classic series, which obviously you don't, and I didn't at the time, when Rose lands in that ship, you hear this boom, 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 boom sound, which is known as a Dalek ship sound. And then she scrambles up and you see obviously the eye stalk view. And then again, you probably start to twig it, but you still haven't seen the Dalek. And then the controller stands up and you see the Dalek's reflection behind her. Did you see that? Did you not? So when she stands up, she goes, "Oh, my masters, you can kill me now," whatever. You hear the zzz as the Dalek moves, and then it gradually comes into view in the shiny surface behind her.
Oh.
So again, you spot it there. If
when it kills her, then you know.
And then yes, exactly. You know the extermination effect. Oh, then you get the ships and the doctor saying they must have survived, and then he says the word Daleks, and immediately cuts to full, like you haven't seen that many Daleks together before, and they're like, "Alert, alert, we are detected."
This does make sense of the amount of stress and thing that they had to go to get the rights for the Daleks.
Exactly.
Why not you use it more times than once?
Yeah. I think the end of this episode is so exciting though.
Yeah.
Do you not? Like when they offer him this ultimatum and he just says no. and all the other people next to him turn and look at him like, what? And and he stands up to the Daleks and he's like, no, because I'm going to do this and I'm going to do that and I'm coming to get you. And you just have so much faith in him. You did laugh at the CGI when all the Daleks, when you see the big crowds of Daleks.
Like, this little room looked crisp and detailed, and then suddenly you go to this like CGI that is like overly smooth and looks a little less.
Not as much texture.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't care. It's cool. I love.
And why are they not saying elevate?
They don't have to say it.
I think they do. That's a code word.
No, they don't. I think the Daleks in Dalek said it to prove a point because they were all saying, defeated by a flight of stairs and all that.
Yeah.
I think it said it to prove a point, but they don't have to do it. They don't have to say exterminate when they fire their gun. They can do whatever they want. But I love hearing all those Daleks chorusing, exterminate, exterminate.
Yeah.
It was really cool. And when you think about it, like there's a lot of subtle little hints that the Daleks are there.
Yeah.
Like I said, the artwork, but also the android and all the other droids. They
had Dalek-y shapes.
They do. Like the android's got this skirt that's very Dalek-y, and the sort of rotation of the head and the gun that comes out of the mouth. Yeah, I don't know. I think it's very cleverly done. But that's Bad
The
Wolf.
thing is, though, the other the two fashion droids, they were the only ones that actually was going to kill.
Yeah, they were going to cut him up.
And sew his leg onto his chest.
Yeah. So that's interesting, actually, isn't it? Because he wouldn't have survived that.
No.
Are you satisfied that the Bad Wolf mystery is all cleared up now? Or do you think?
I don't know. Because I don't think they're the Bad Wolf.
The Daleks?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think they're probably being controlled by someone.
So why is it all culminated in it being the name of this corporation that's broadcasting?
I don't know.
Maybe we'll find out.
Yeah, because then they called it Bad Wolf in Welsh. How did they feed that through his life?
The Daleks?
Yeah.
Well, yeah. That's a question that might get answered.
Yeah.
So go on then. Let's have your rating out of 5, because this and the next one probably be the last time we rate episodes out of 5, because before we go on to our new system of the big list. I'm still undecided as to whether we do 2 separate lists or if we just do your list.
Yeah.
I might put that on social media, even though I was going on about how much I hate social media earlier. I might put that on social media and see what people think.
Yeah.
So if you have an opinion on that, let us know. If you would like to know both our lists, or if you think just Ben's list is what is important, I won't be offended. But yeah, so what's your rating for this one?
2.5.
Oh, that is low. That's middling. That's exactly bang in the middle.
Yeah. I would think that's fair.
Do you?
Yeah.
Oh.
I thought the episode was very slow. I thought that it could have been a bit more punchy in places.
Okay. Fair.
It was very set-up-y.
Yeah.
And I'm not a big fan of set-up episodes.
Okie doke. That's fair enough.
I have high hopes for the next episode, though.
So you feel like it was setting up for a good
ending,
good finale. Okay. Yeah, I love this episode because, like I said, I love the game show stuff.
Yeah.
And I love all the setup and the gradual reveal of the Daleks and everything. I would call this a 4 for me. Yeah. 4 out of 5.
Yeah.
So yeah,
there are episodes I enjoyed more.
Yeah, that's fair enough.
No episode has hit a 5 for me.
No, but then I'm not surprised because, you know, for it to score a 5, you've basically got to have pretty much nothing that you would change about it.
Yeah. I've not been wowed.
Yeah.
I've been woo, not wow.
So that's that. I'm looking forward to watching the next one.
Yeah.
Thank you for struggling through the recording with your cold. Are you feeling all right?
I feel okay. I feel fine.
Good. So, one more episode with Christopher Eccleston.
Yeah. And the Christmas special.
Yes.
And the Christmas special.
Yes.
Oh.
Do you want to know what the next one's called?
Yeah.
The Parting of the Ways.
Rose is no longer gonna be a companion, and Jack is gonna go and start Torchwood.
Do you think the Doctor actively seeks out companions?
Yes.
Or do you think
Yes.
the Doctor's...
Yes.
Or do you think they just, like, they meet people sometimes that they're like, oh,
No.
yeah,
He seeks
someone to travel with?
damsel in distress.
What?
A damsel in distress.
Rose isn't a damsel in distress.
Oh, she was. She was stuck in a dead-end job.
Oh, okay,
She was
yeah.
being hunted by plastic creatures. That was the most cheapest episode ever made in life. Yeah. So she needed an escape, and he offered that escape.
Yeah, okay.
I still think that my idea of a mum, an
Overworked.
stressed
yeah.
mum, getting a relief, getting a, I don't know, I think that could be quite a good storyline.
Yeah.
But they're taking Doctor Who in a very, like, teenage drama
Yeah, possibly.
route, like Grange Hill.
We'll see.
I do think sometimes Doctor Who would benefit from, like, being more mature.
Yes.
Not as to the level where it should be swearing or that, but just more mature content.
Like what?
Like things that make you think, rather than a bit wishy-washy stuff.
Okay. Well, there are many, many episodes of Doctor Who. And many eras. So
we're going into Russell T Davies point 2, 0.2,
with Shooty Catwire.
2.0.
Yeah.
Yeah.
RTD2 is what we call it.
Is that what you call it?
Yeah.
Oh.
It sounds like R2D2, but it's RTD2.
Oh.
So before I forget, I have another email to read out. This one comes from Charlie. So thank you, Charlie, for getting in touch. Charlie says, "Hiya, Stephen and Ben. Your podcast is giving me something to look forward to before the 60th anniversary specials, which I hope you two will document." Not too sure about that, because it depends. We're not going to get far enough in the show for you to be up to date by then. So I don't know how we're going to do that.
We'll have to come up with a way.
Yeah.
We'll come up with something.
Yes. He goes on, "It's been really interesting to hear both your conflicting takes on possibly some of the strongest and weakest episodes of the season. I hate Adam."
Adam is a piece of crap.
And he also says, "Tell Ben that the special effects are really just one thing, and that thing is camp."
It's one... Okay, Charlie, let's have a little conversation. The BBC produce a lot of different shows. They have money behind them. And I would love to compare this to shows like Star Trek back in 2005.
Okay.
Where Star Trek heavily relied on, like, sets, proper sets and, like, makeup rather than CGI. CGI is just cheap. It was a cheaper way, and it just made the show look cheap, where they could have made cheaper sets would have been better. Like, they could have gone to, like, a desert and literally just had a room with sand and rocks.
Yeah. But on things that, I mean, I've never watched Star Trek, but I get the impression that, like, large chunks of it are all set on the ship and stuff like that, which they could just reuse over and over.
Yeah, but they also have, like, a little room where they can plot in a scenario.
Oh.
And build us, yeah. I guess it's the difference between American TV and English
Yeah, that's
TV.
part of it as well, obviously. But yeah. Anyway, back to Charlie's email. He says, "I find myself revisiting old episodes because I miss the crappy, camp CGI, so make the most of it." So I guess maybe he's saying the newer episodes.
Better.
Yeah, but yeah, maybe he's saying that takes away from the charm a little bit when it gets better. I don't know. "I look forward to seeing if Ben notices the drastic change in tone as the showrunners switch, and I hope he hangs in there for Series 10. Guessing Charlie's not a fan of Series 10. We've got a long way to go before we're at that point. Honestly, if we're still doing this podcast and we get to Series 10, I think I'll be gobsmacked.
I will be shocked.
Yeah.
No. Like, I'm gonna give it my best go.
Yeah.
But as soon as it stops being fun, then I'm gonna stop.
The thing is, though, say for example, you can't bear David Tennant. You've got 3 seasons of him.
Yeah.
But you might love Matt Smith.
Yeah.
So, anyway, there's more. Charlie says, "Now, I wanted to ask you, Stephen, what is your favourite standalone episode? I promise I won't call you a BB, basic bitch, if you choose Heaven Sent, because it's my favourite as well." From Charlie. Heaven Sent. Heaven Sent is an episode that is extremely popular, and it's a very unusual episode. And I do enjoy it as a piece of television. but it's certainly not my favourite. If you ask me what is my favourite, you said standalone episode, but I'm going to hope that includes 2-part stories as one thing. My absolute favourite is Series 3's Human Nature / The Family of Blood. Always loved it, and it's one of my comfort watches. Watches. If you know the episode, you'll find that funny. I can't wait to get to that one with Ben because I just want him to see it because it's so good. But yeah, I have a lot of favourites from the Russell T Davies first era. But yeah, make me choose one, and it's going to be Human Nature.
Ooh.
What does Human Nature make you think it's going to be about?
Humans and their conflicting feelings, and like the human side of the Doctor. How his companions have started to make him human.
Okay. Thank you for listening, as always.
Hopefully I feel better next week.
I'm sure you will. I hope you do. We both really appreciate your support and your continued listens. If you would like to do something to help us out, I would really like it. If you're listening on Apple Podcasts, if you could possibly leave us a rating and a review, that would be really nice. You can also do ratings on Spotify, though I don't think you can do reviews. Or anything you could do to spread the word of our podcast so we can increase our listenership would be really cool.
Where can they find us?
You can find us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, YouTube, and on social media on Instagram and Twitter at About Time Cast. You can find us on TikTok at About Time Podcast. And you can email us, which again, we love hearing emails, at abouttimecast@gmail.com.
Cool beans.
So with that, cheerio. Have a lovely week.
Au revoir.
Au revoir.